Reflourished is one of the most popular Plants vs Zombies 2 mods, adding new levels, new worlds, new zombies, and even new plants. It takes PvZ2 and actually does good updates, unlike some people. And in this video, I'm going to explain every new plant added in Reflourished that isn't in regular PvZ2. Some of them are pretty cool. This includes plants that are based on plants from other PvZ games, but still new to Plants vs Zombies 2. Like Sweet Pea for example, which is originally from PvZ Heroes and Adventures, and is the first new plant I will be going over. Sweet Pea shoots candy peas at the zombies that explode on impact into 5 pieces. It's kind of like a store fruit attack. The candy peas deal the same amount of damage as Fire Pea, and it costs 250 sun. So to stop it from being too overpowered, Sweet Pea attacks at half the speed. This means that its single target damage per second is actually the same as a pea shooter. This is because in the time it shoots 1 pea, dealing 40 damage, a pea shooter will shoot 2 peas, also dealing 40 damage. Basically, Sweet Pea is best used for dealing with multiple zombies at once, and it pairs well with plants that clump up the zombies like Sapling or Snow Pea for example. They help the candy shards get more value. Its plant food rolls a big candy thing down the lane, dealing damage while also attracting zombies from nearby lanes. Overall, Sweet Pea is a good plant. And it's not the only new pea shooter plant, because Solar Pea has 2 attack modes, and when it defeats a zombie, they will drop a little sun. In its default mode, it will shoot peas down the lane that deal 65 damage, at a slightly slower speed than pea shooter. When you tap Solar Pea, it will switch to lob mode, which allows it to target 3 zombies on the lawn at once. However, it will only attack every 5 seconds, making it deal less overall damage, and the defeated zombies drop less sun. So it's best to keep Solar Pea in straight firing mode whenever you can. But lobbed mode can still be useful in the early game, since you can use Solar Pea to cover the whole lawn. Or if there are no zombies in its lane, you can switch it to lobbed mode to support the other lanes that do have zombies in them. The plant food is basically Laser Bean's plant food. Solar Pea is an incredibly versatile plant, being a great early game defense, late game defense, and a sun producer. But you know what plant isn't great? The Great Zucchini. It's a manual plant that shoots a card down the lane, turning the zombies into basics. And when the card hits a basic, they just straight up die. The Great Zucchini is kind of like a non-insta version of Pear, since they can both tone the zombies into weaker zombies. It's not able to tone everything into basics though, like Gargantuars for example. They will instead take a little damage and get slowed down for a short time. The Great Zucchini also has a little bit of splash damage, so the more zombies you can get in a small area, the more value you'll get out of it. Plants like Sweet Potato or Hurricane are great combos, because they clump up the zombies, giving it big value. Surfboard Zombie in particular gets hard countered by the Great Zucchini, since it straight up deletes the surfboard when transforming the zombie. It's basically a screw you in particular situation. The plant food is actually pretty good. It transforms 8 zombies into basics. Mr. Zucchini plant also has the cool ability of being able to be planted on water without a lily pad, just like Void Orchid, which has the ability of transforming zombies into Purple Thing. The Purple Things attract zombies from other lanes and they have 600 health, which is double Cabbage Pult's HP. It's similar to the plant Witch Hazel because they're both able to transform the zombies into Purple Things. Basically, Void Orchid makes Banana Launcher go from really good to even more the best plant ever. This is because it does an amazing job at clumping up waves of zombies into a single tile, allowing you to constantly get a lot of value out of Banana Launcher. It's also pretty good with Jack-o'-lantern. Something cool about Void Orchid is that it will go out of its way to defeat Wizard Zombie, another one of those screw you in particular situations. The plant food will transform a zombie into a big purple thing, which has 3000 health. Yeah, the plant food might as well just turn the zombies into potatoes, of the sweet variety. Void Orchid is a very creative plant that allows for some pretty unique strategies. Like, Void Orchid and Frozen Pear is a great combo because Frozen Pear damages and freezes the zombies in a 3x3 area. Its main weakness is zombies eating it head on. So you can use Void Orchid to redirect the zombies into other lanes, for a maximum zombie get real cold. Yeah, Frozen Pear is another Fat Beet, Gloom Shroom, Kiwi Beast, Gloom Vine attacks in a 3x3 area plant. Like we don't already have enough of these. But I think an icy version of Fat Beet is kind of a cool plant. See what I did there? Like, the plant food is literally the exact same thing as Fat Beet. It hits the ground dealing big damage, which can be useful when there are a lot of zombies, but it's usually a waste to use the plant food against single targets. And just like any ice plant, make sure you don't pair it with a fire plant, because pairing Frozen Pear with Flameweed, for example, is too galaxy brain, and you'll be hunted down by the FBI. Flameweed is like the fire version of Spikeweed, kind of like how Iceweed is the ice version of Lego bricks, aka Spikeweed. What I'm trying to say is that Flameweed is basically hot Lego brick. When the zombies walk on it, they take heavy fire damage. Just don't pair it with an ice plant, because, you know. It's the forbidden strategy, yo. You could also pair it with Sap Fling, because the sap slows down the zombies, keeping them on the Flameweed longer. And this can be taken another step further with a wall plant like Johnny. Something cool about Flameweed is that it can damage flying zombies like seagull or balloon zombies, which is something the other Spikeweed type plants can't do. Also, Flameweed is not Mr. Weed from Family Guy. Just putting that out there. Like, there is no way. The plant food will light all the zombies on fire 2 tiles in front and behind itself. Yeah, those zombies are toast. And speaking of toast, Mistletoast is the fire version of mistletoe. Instead of launching icy projectiles slowing down the zombies, it straight up lights them on fire. Mistletoast will shoot fireballs that pierce all the zombies in the lane. It's also able to attack in adjacent lanes if there aren't any zombies in its lane. The fireballs deal enough damage to 2-shot a basic and can solo a conehead. So, on its own, Mistletoast is not amazing with the price tag of 400 Sun, which is more expensive than the Home Alone house Lego set. But when used in certain strategies, it can be good. Like Mistletoast and Void Orchid is a great strategy because it moves the zombies into the same lane, allowing the fireballs to pierce more zombies, giving them more value. Or maybe Void Orchid is low-key just really good. I don't know. There are a couple zombies that counter Mistletoast. Jesto Zombie has a Uno reverse card that reflects the fireballs back, and Parasol Zombie bounces the fireballs away. The plant food deals light damage to nearby zombies and upgrades Mistletoast from red to blue fire, making it deal more damage, kind of like Torchwood's plant food, aka the Hot Pocket. Overall, Mistletoast is not actually toast, but you know which plant is the same thing as its name? Potato chip. It's literally straight out of a Pringles can. Potato chip will crumble when a zombie gets close, dealing chip damage. It only deals 90 damage, so it takes 3 potato chips to defeat a basic zombie. But there isn't much downside, because it's free real estate and recharges somewhat quickly. This makes Potato Chip generally useful for dealing with the first couple zombies in the early game. And even in the late game, it can still stall groups of zombies by a little bit. When given plant food, Potato Chip will turn into a can of Pringles and cover about a third of the lawn in potato chips. Also, it's cool how potatoes in PvZ have a reoccurring theme of exploding. Like Potato Mine, Primal Potato Mine, and Potato Chip all explode. Overall, Potato Chip is a decent plant that you can use for chip damage, or to just stall the zombies a little bit. But if you want to stall the zombies a lot, you'll have to use caramel popcorn, which lobs kernels at the zombies, slowing them down. Every attack also has a chance to lob popcorn that will sap the zombies in a 3x3 area, making it basically like a plant variant of Kernel Pult, because they both lob kernels with a chance of a stronger stalling attack. The plant food is like Kernel Pult's plant food. They both butter all the zombies on the lawn, but caramel popcorn also applies the sap effect. It's generally a strong plant food, kind of like the baby in this meme from 2007.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's usually a good strategy to pair caramel popcorn with other plants, because its damage is on the low side, and the stalling effect gives your other attacking plants more time to defeat the zombies, making it a great support plant that you can pair with Gatling Pea, for example. Not to be confused with Mega Gatling Pea, they're two different plants. Just let me smuggle Gatling Pea into this video, kind of like how I managed to smuggle Bonk Jesus. Gatling Pea shoots peas in bursts of 4, making it really good at defeating the zombies. After 15 seconds, it will start glowing green, and you can tap Gatling Pea to shoot a big pea that deals big damage. It's kind of like the last shot in Rapido's plant food. This ability can be good for defeating a zombie that's getting a little too close to your house. Because it's a pea shooter plant, that means you can buff it with torchwood, turning the peas into fire peas. And as you know, we can't use this with an ice plant as that would be too OP. Therefore, caramel popcorn is the next best stalling option to pair with Gatling Pea and torchwood, since the sap effect can't be removed from the zombies. Not even a shovel zombie can make it past this defense. Shit. The plant food shoots around 200 peas in a cone shape, which is enough to defeat a Gorg almost instantly. Aura. Iris releases magic builds that stall and deal damage to the zombies. The builds last for 20 seconds and will keep dealing damage to the zombies in the lane until they are eaten or the time expires. It's able to counter grid items like graves effectively, since the bird kinda just eats it. Because of the long recharge, you do want to pair Iris with other plants. Like Tiger Grass, for example, is a good combo because the grass tigers are usually vulnerable to being eaten. But when paired with Iris, the magic builds will stall the zombies and tank for the grass tigers, allowing them to deal a lot more damage. Gargantuars get heavily slowed down because on top of getting stalled, they have to go through their attack animation for every build. It's on a similar level to Caveman Johnny in terms of Gorg stalling. When given plant food, Iris will release 5 builds at once, targeting random zombies. It's alright. Overall, Iris is a strong staller that can also defeat the zombies pretty effectively. The main downside is the recharge taking 3 to 5 business days. So you could instead use Beonia, which recharges a lot faster, only taking 10 seconds. Beonia randomly throws fire and ice projectiles that can pierce the zombies. When hit with an ice projectile, the zombies will be chilled. It's cold. The fire projectile reduces the eating damage of the zombies. Okay, like, using this plant is just asking to be raided by the FBI. Because it's icy hot. Kind of like the back pain reliever. Basically, Beonia is an icy hot pat. If a zombie happens to get hit with both projectiles, they will receive 50% more damage on top of the other effects. This makes Beonia a great support plant that you can pair with other attackers, because it stalls the zombies and literally makes your other plants deal more damage. AKA, it has
damage amplification.
Or you could straight up just use Beonia on its own, because it's constantly applying debuffs to the zombies, allowing it to be just a really good plant. Kind of like how chicken wraps are also really good.
What's 9 plus 10?
21?
You stupid.
They're not.
The plant food just applies every debuff to all the zombies in its lane, so they take more damage, eat slower, and move slower. But if you for some reason want the zombies to eat even slower, you can use Cheese Strawberry. It lobs cheese at the zombies, damaging them, while also halving their eating damage. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that Cheese Strawberry is even better when paired with a wall plant like Johnny. Those zombies are never moving again. But Johnny is not the only plant that it is good with. Tiger grass, like I said earlier, is countered by the zombies eating the tigers. So, you can use Cheese Strawberry to make the zombies eat slower, creating for a good synergy between the two. Cauliflower hypnotizes the zombies, and Cheese Strawberry will give it more value since the hypnotized zombies take less damage. Other than that, it might as well just be a cabbage bolt. They both lob projectiles dealing damage. Like, the plant food is literally the exact same thing as cabbage bolt. It launches a cheese block at every zombie on the lawn. Overall, it's not actually Jerry the Mouse from Tom and Jerry. Anyway, that was every new plant in Reflourished. In a couple weeks from now, I'll do another video going over every plant in Reflourished that was ported from the Chinese version of PvZ2, because a lot of them are pretty cool. And with the reworks they have gotten, some of the plants are basically like new plants. So, subscribe to the channel or Mario will be glued to the ceiling.
Mamma mia!